So hey guys, welcome to another video, and first of all I want to apologize for any ums and ahs as well as any mistakes that I make during this video, because for me, for whatever reason, there is no way to make this tab readable in Sony Vegas, so I cannot pre-record everything and then do the narration later because I won't see what I'm highlighting and stuff like that. I basically just can't read any of this if I put this into Sony Vegas, so I have to do this live. So once again, I apologize for any ums and ahs as well as many mistakes that I make. So what are we looking at here? Well, we're looking at an Excel tab that I created and that you can download by clicking the link in the description that has all the different relics that are in the game in it with all the drops as well. Now, this one over here, Axie V2 with an exclamation mark, is a little bit weird because right now in-game, both of these relics, which is Axie V1 and the one I called Axie V2, are called Axie V1. So once they update it and they give Axie V2 its proper name, I will update it, I will re-upload this tab, and I will let you know, okay? Now, I've checked this with the game. I have all the relics, so I did this based on the game. So even though there's some weird stuff like Meso C1, which has Forma Blueprint, which is a common drop, and then 2 Sarin Prime systems also as a common drop, this is all correct. So yeah, there are no mistakes, hopefully. In this, I did this based on the relics in the game. Now, I have a sneaking suspicion that one of these Sarin Prime systems is supposed to be Nova Prime Neuroptics, which is the new name for the helmet for Warframes for whatever reason. Because right now, you cannot farm Nova Prime Neuroptics or Nova Prime Helmet in the game. So as I've said already, one of these is probably supposed to be the Neuroptics, but someone made a mistake, and it's Sarin Prime Systems now. Now, this is only one half of the tab. On the right side, you can see another tab, and this is where I took all the drops from here. And based on Wikipedia, I've basically turned them into, or I converted them into Ducat prices. So if you look at Lith A1 Relic, we have Vasto Prime Receiver, which sells for 30 ducats, Braton Prime Barrel, which also sells for 30 ducats, Forma Blueprint, which is Forma, Sarin Prime Neuroptics, which sells for 30, but C50 in brackets. And what this means is basically if you just get the Neuroptics Blueprint and you sell it, it will sell for 30. But if you build it first, the built Neuroptics version will sell for 50 instead. So it's beneficial for you to build it. And there is many of them. There is even Serenity Prime Chassis, which sells for 30. But if you build it, it will only sell for 20. So it's not worth building it. And then we have Vectis Prime Blueprint, which sells for 50. And Axolotl Prime Blueprint, which sells for 50 as well. Now, over here you can see that the ones that are highlighted in red are pretty good for farming ducats. But the one that's by far the best is Meso C1, and it's because of the Sarin Prime mistake. Okay, so when you're doing this, you can get Forma Blueprint, but then you have 2 Sarin Prime systems, which sell for 50 ducats. You have a slightly lower chance to get Cindo Prime Handle, which sells for 30, Ash Prime Blueprint, which sells for 50, and Carrier Prime Cerebrum, which sells for 50. So you have a very high chance of getting an item that sells for 50 ducats, then you have a chance to get Forma, and a slightly lower chance to get an item that sells for 30. So by far, the best relic for farming ducats is Meso C1. You can also see Meso D1 is highlighted in green, and it's the only mission, and that's because that's the only relic, or not mission, relic, excuse me. It's the only relic that has 2 Forma drops. It has a common Forma drop and an uncommon Forma drop. So the best thing you can do if you really want to farm Forma is to get Void Traces and probably refine the Meso D1 relic with 100 traces, so you have very high chance of getting 2 different Forma rewards. Okay, now you can see there are more highlighted missions in red, and that's because I wanted to pick a couple of them so you don't have to basically grind one relic over and over and over again in like an excavation mission and something like that. So if you have a lot of Lith relics, the Lith A1 relic is pretty good because you have 2 different items that sell for 30. Then you have Forma, which is a common item. For Uncommon, you have an item that sells for 30, but if you build it, it will sell for 50. Another one that will sell for 50, and a rare drop, which will also sell for 50. And Lith S2, it has an item that will sell for 10, which is pretty low, but it has an item that will sell for 50 as a common drop, and 30, and it also has an uncommon drop that sells for 50, and the Forma is an uncommon drop, so you're not very likely to get Forma, and the rare drop is once again 50. Then for the Neo Relics, I would personally run V1, which has 1 item that sells for 50, 1 for 20, Forma, 30 and 50 as uncommon, and 10 for rare. So even though it has an item that will sell for 10 ducats, it's a very rare chance that you will get it, so it's pretty good. For Axie Relics, Axie A1 is really good because you have an item that sells for 30, 20, 50, and then uncommon you have 10 and 30, and rare you have 50. This is pretty good. And Axie V2, which is the Axie V1 in-game, it's like the second version of it, is pretty good as well because it doesn't have Forma, so you're always going to get an item that sells for ducats. and it has one that sells for 50, two that sell for 20, and then with uncommon you have a 20 ducat item, 30 ducats, and 50 ducats. So that's how this works. And the reason now why I want to make this public and to allow you to download this is because it's very convenient. All right, I think this is far better than sifting through all the different relics and looking for that one thing you need. What you can do is just open Excel, open this tab, click Control F, which will open up the Find and Replace tool. And let's just say we want to get Ash Prime. So I type Ash, find all, and over here you can see if I want to check Ash Prime Blueprint, boom, right here, it's an uncommon reward from the Meso C1 relic. I want New Optics, boom, it's an uncommon reward from the Meso N2 relic. Chassis, boom, common reward from Meso V2, and Systems, bam, rare reward for the Axie N1. And it will find all of them. So for instance, here is one New Optic, which is an uncommon drop, and boom, there is another New Optic, which is also an uncommon drop, but it drops from a different relic. So it's really easy to find stuff. Okay, if I, for instance, want Dakra Prime, I want to find Dakra Prime, you can see there is only one drop for a blueprint, handle and blade. The blueprint is uncommon from Lith M1, handle is common from Meso B1, and blade is rare from Neo D1. So this is really handy, and I think it's just better than sifting through all the relics that are in-game. So, as I've said already, you can download this tab by simply clicking the link in the description. If you have Excel, it will open it up. And yeah, you can just look through it, find all the stuff that you need. Now, every time they change something with the relics, I will update this tab and I will re-upload it, and I will let you know, so it's always up to date. And yeah, I think this is far better than just sifting in-game, and right now even better than sifting through wiki, because it's a little bit of a mess at the moment. Now, I did forget one thing when I was recording the video live, and that's that if you're having trouble farming relics, I already made a basic farming guide, and you can go to it by simply clicking this annotation right here. And the video is also zoomed in a very awkward way, and that's because after I recorded it, I realized that people on mobile probably won't be able to read anything. So I zoomed the video in, but then I realized you won't be able to see the demonstration of the Find and Replace tool, so I had to zoom it out a little bit, and it's sort of somewhere in between now, so I hope it isn't too bad. I hope this was helpful. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It was a little bit different today, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.